Welcome to the Feed-O-Matic setup demonstration. Notice how the water bowl is currently empty and is not refilling prior to the Feed-O-Matic completing the setup procedure. First, the user must select a mode for the Feed-O-Matic. Mode 0 allows the user to set a portion size by placing a single portion inside the Feed-O-Matic food bowl. However, initially, the Feed-O-Matic will only feed once per day in this mode. Modes 1 through 3 correspond to the number of daily feedings the user would like to implement. For the purposes of this demonstration, the mode will be set to 3. Now the Feed-O-Matic requires the current time, which is input with the potentiometer, and the next button. Finally, the Feed-O-Matic allows the user to finalize the startup sequence with the start button on the left, or re-enter the setup function from the beginning with the next button. Welcome to the Feed-O-Matic main screen. Immediately you can see that the solenoid valve has activated to refill the water bowl to its programmed equilibrium point. While in the main screen, the food bowl lid can be opened by the authorized RFID tag. The door will remain open while the tag is within the sensor's proximity. The door will close 5 seconds after the RFID tag has left proximity and not re-entered. Now we will demonstrate the main setup sequence. The main setup sequence is initialized by the start button on the left. The main setup sequence will first ask for the intended feeding time, starting with the hour, then the minute. For the purposes of the demonstration, the feeding time will be set shortly after the current time. Next, if a multiple feeding time mode has been implemented, the Feed-O-Matic requires an interval to be selected. Finally, the Feed-O-Matic asks the user for the portion size to the nearest 5 grams. If mode 0 had been selected, the Feed-O-Matic would take portion size input via the food bowl at this time. Now that a portion size has been selected, the Feed-O-Matic has all the information it needs to run. The user can now either exit the main setup sequence by pressing the start button on the left, or adjust the system mode and time by pressing the next button on the right. Now we will wait for the feeding time to occur. Notice at this time that the water bowl has been filled to an appropriate depth. As you can see, the Feed-O-Matic has dispensed the programmed portion from the food reservoir at the desired time. Let's see what happens with other portions programmed. Fantastic! This concludes the Feed-O-Matic demonstration.